Today we're going to use this John beam balancer to balance this wheel. We did actually just install a brand new tire on the rim. Old ones were worn out, dry rotted, so we're at the point now that we're going to balance them. Before we start the balancing process, we are going to check and make sure we have correct tire pressure. This car is supposed to have 35 psi, and that is indeed what we have in the tire. You're always going to check tire pressure first before you continue. If there is not enough pressure, that will throw off the balance. If there's too much pressure, it will cause ride issues where it is just a really aggressive, really harsh ride. We want our tire pressure perfect, otherwise all of this is a waste. Next thing we're going to do is take off any weights that are inside of here. Now, if you're working in industry, working in a shop, more than likely you would just take the wheel, put it on the balancer, and check it. I am doing this as part of a lab for teaching, so all of my students are actually going to take the weights off and start from scratch, unless they're doing it on their car for real. Now I'm going to zoom in here and show you a real easy way to do this. Take the plastic scraper. There's one weight. Put it to the side for recycling. And that's actually the only weight on this wheel. Now, the problem is it leaves some residue there. Now, one option would be take the scraper, keep working away at that. Eric over at South Main Auto had a great tip using a pinstripe eraser to go in and clean that up. And he's right, it does a great job. There's some residue up here. And that is all of them. Does a great job, works really fast. Really impressed with that trick. Don't need brake cleaner and all the other good stuff. Gonna take the air hose, get all that out of the way. So now we're ready to start balancing our wheel now that all the weights are taken off. As we get ready to put this wheel on the balancer, first thing we need to do is find our correct centering cone. One like this does actually work. Another one like this does actually fit in there nicely. Here would be an example of one that does not. Too big. It's not going to center up the rim on the spindle. So we will use this one. Slide that on first. Next, we could put the wheel on there and we could use just the regular cup to push that in place and hold it. I don't like that on LA wheels. I think that's a terrible practice. I think that's just bad business. This makes contact with your painted surface, causes scratching. So for a steel wheel, fine, these work great. We can do better than that. What we're going to do is use a lug-centric adapter. It's a set of plates, there's 4 of them usually, and a set of pins. These are the small ones, then there's a larger one for the like 21 millimeter lug nuts, the bigger studs. Now, to figure out which one is correct for your car, you do have to go to the guide and look up the car. I happen to be working on a Subaru. It's a Subaru Forester, which means I need to use plate number 2, and I need to use the 5x100 holes. So let me show you what that looks like. 100 holes. There's a 100 there, and there's a 100 there. Basically, as you scoot these out, the spacing gets bigger for the different size wheels. What's going to happen when I use this, the only place it's going to touch is where my lug nuts go. So I will not scratch my rim. It'll put pressure against this, and the customer will be happy because I'm not scratching up their rims, which is what annoys everybody. So let's go get this rim put onto the balancer. I'm going to take my wheel, put it onto the spindle. Going to take my lug-centric adapter, slide that on next. And you need to be like an octopus. You need like one more arm. We're going to take this piece and put that on and gently push towards the machine. Here's the tricky part. Now you got to lift up with your toe. And it's going to draw everything tight. The system works great. It really does work well. It's just a lot to try and slide on all at once. Now here's the really crazy part. On this machine, that is all you have to do. There's no measuring, there's no arms. At this point, you simply close the hood. So let me show you what happens. It's going to spin the wheel. There's lasers that are coming across back here, also down there. And they are checking the size of the rim, the spokes, the width. They're also checking the tread depth, ironically enough, which is pretty crazy. So it's doing everything. And at the same time, it is checking the balance. Now it says I need 0.5 on the left and I need 1 ounce on the right. So let's make that happen. So I'm going to try and keep that screen in the upper corner. It's going to get a little distorted. We're going to open this up. You're going to see red up here. I need to get rid of that red. I'm going to do the outside first, since it's easier to see. Try that again. Now you notice I'm sitting here spinning it around and I'm not seeing a laser down there, and that's because I forgot a step. And that step I forgot is I got to change the setting. Right now I've got 2 clip-on weights, but I need sticky weights. So we're going to take the F2 key and push it down. It just changed that one to sticky, but I still have a clip-on. Let's do it again. Now I've got 2 sticky weights. That's what I need to balance this wheel. So we're going to try that again. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to start on the outside. I'm going to rotate till that red goes away. There we go. Now you'll see that laser kick on down there, right there. That is where I need to put my weight. So I'm going to try and slide this in a little closer, make everything work just right. There we go. We need to clean that. If we put the sticky weight on, it's not going to stick and it's just going to fall off. Now, industry is always going to go to brake cleaner. Honestly, nothing wrong with that. My students are doing this as a lab, so I want them to use Spray 9. It's much healthier, better for them. So they're going to use Spray 9, and they're going to go down here and scrub this and get all the brake dust off, get it nice and clean. Now this tire is going on a car, so I am going to hit it with a little brake cleaner. Shh, don't tell anybody. And you can see just how much color comes back because it was so filthy. So now I need to put 0.5 ounces. That's 2 of these, 25, 50. Just flex it, peel off the backing. Try not to touch the sticky part, and we're going to put that laser right in the middle. Right there. Gently push down. Now my laser's hitting it right in the middle. I'm going to repeat that process for the other side. Now I can see I need 1.5. I got a laser kicking on there. My students are going to take a little Spray 9, scrub it really good. If we're doing it for real, a little brake cleaner doesn't help, doesn't hurt. And now I need to use 1.5. Grab another strip. So we have 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50. Peel off the backing. We're going to get our laser to turn back on. And this time around, I'm going to do a close-up here so you can see a laser come on. And that pedal also acts as a brake. Now it's going to hold it in place. That's the pedal I'm stepping on down there. See if I can show everything at once. There we go. So I've got green on the screen here. I've got my laser down here. And I'm going to try and put this wheel weight right in the middle. There we go. We're going to stick that into place. And now this wheel should be balanced. I'm going to give you a close-up. You can see that laser shining right in the middle, right down there. So let's close this lid right there. Let's close this lid and see if these are actually balanced. It spun it up. It says okay, okay. That means these wheels are good to hit the road, so we're going to get these put back on the car. So that is the John Bean bouncer, the BFH1000. Really nice machine that actually works very quickly. I'm impressed with how well these lasers work and get the wheel measured up and allow us to accurately put the sticky weights in place and do this so fast. The last part we need to do is take this wheel off the machine, open the lid. We're going to use our toe to lift up on that pedal down there. Slide this off first. This is heavy. Make sure you hold on to that tight. I'm going to put that there. Now our wheel comes off. And then we'll put our centering cone back so it's ready for the next person. Now the other thing we're going to do is take our center cap and snap that back in place. If you want to make a customer angry, forget to put their center cap back on. Thanks for watching.